This is SportsCenter.
I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Cardinals come away with a 7-point win. The Steelers lost this one and will now fall to third place in the AFC North. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Colts pick up their 6th win of the year. The Chargers drop yet another game and are really struggling on and off the field. Joe Little Bighorn pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Saints beat the Cowboys. In the times of the Carolinas, we had the Panthers come away with a 7-point win. Browns, Bills. Jeff Garcia
calling signals at the 9-yard line. Crowd into it now. Rolls right. And look at this toss across his body between defenders. Picture perfect 6.
The Browns go on to win this by the final score of 21-20. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris. Let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Joe Burns is on the move. Perhaps not for all that he thought he'd get, but a good deal nonetheless. 5 years, $2.4 million. Robert Royal will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Chiefs. Corey Bird will be moving on from his current address, and he gets a pretty good deal to do it. 3 years, $2.1 million. Izell Reese got snatched up as well, and he signs a 2-year contract with the 49ers.
Up at Lambeau Field, we had the Packers drop this one by 17. The Broncos defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at Invesco Field at Mile High. The Titans lost at home and will have to hit the road to meet the Raiders. The Eagles won this contest and will now move to first place in the NFC East. Bears, Jaguars. Byron Leftwich
calling signals at his own 40-yard line. Rolls, then fires a slant. Look at him go. He could go all the way. 60-yard score.
The Jaguars win this one by the final score of 21-16. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Edgerrin James is probably the one that most leaps out at you. He'll be out for the rest of the regular season. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Corey Schlesinger won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. It's a torn calf muscle, and the doctors are estimating he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. Now, on to even bigger news, as you may have already heard. Mike Alstott is a warrior out there, but even he won't be able to continue, and his absence will certainly be felt in the ground game. Now the big story of the day. Reuben Brown is going to find himself on the shelf, and that will be a major blow to his team. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Peerless Price stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Bobby Ingram pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Seahawks beat the Vikings. In the land of the crab cakes, Baltimore, we had the Ravens ending up on the wrong end of an 8-point game. And last but not least, we had the Patriots come away victorious.
All right, Boomer, thanks. Time to check out our playoff races now, as December is officially upon us. Let's start it out with a look at the AFC. And now, checking things out over in the NFC playoff race. So there you have it. Still plenty of intrigue left in this NFL season, as the homestretch madness is only just beginning. And that'll do it from here. Chris, let's send it back over to you.
That'll do it here for Pivotal Week 14. Things ought to get very interesting over the next 3 weeks, huh? Before we go, my prime-time players' game balls go out to a few gentlemen that are pushing their teams toward the playoffs. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.